Imagine opening your pocket change tonight and realizing one small brown penny could rewrite your future. Most people in America walk past these coins every single day without knowing their true power. Welcome to World Coins Hub. Today we uncover the top 3 USA 1-cent wheat pennies that collectors dream about. These are rare old coins hiding in plain sight. Each one tells a story of American history, wartime survival, and minting mysteries. These used wheat pennies may look ordinary, worn edges, faded dates, quiet and forgotten, but inside the collector world they are legendary, searched for in basements, inherited collections, and old jars passed down through generations. Some were struck during critical years, others escaped melting, and a few were born with tiny minting differences that changed everything. These pennies are not just coins, they're symbols of luck, timing, and discovery. Imagine the shock of realizing a single cent you almost spent carries a value in the millions of dollars. Stay with me because by the end of this video you will know exactly what makes these 3 wheat pennies so powerful and why checking your old change tonight might be the most important thing you do all week. This is World Coins Hub, where hidden history meets unbelievable discovery. Welcome back, collectors, dreamers, and everyday Americans who love the thrill of hidden history. You're watching World Coins Hub, and today I want you to imagine this for just a moment. You are holding a small brown copper coin. It looks ordinary. It feels light. It has scratches. It has clearly been used. It may have passed through thousands of hands during post-war America. Yet this exact coin could be worth $12 million. And that thought alone should make you pause, breathe, and lean closer, because the story of the 1951 Lincoln wheat cent is not just about metal, but about mystery, timing, survival, and one of the most suspense-filled hunts in United States coin collecting history. So before we go any further, do not blink, do not scroll, and definitely do not leave, because the next few minutes could completely change the way you look at the coins in your pocket. And if you love uncovering secrets like this, make sure you subscribe right now to World Coins Hub, because what we reveal here is not found in everyday places. And now let us begin with the coin itself, the 1951 Lincoln wheat cent, a humble 1-cent coin born in the early Cold War era. When America was rebuilding, redefining, and racing toward the future, this coin features Abraham Lincoln on the front, a familiar face, strong, calm, and resolute, while the reverse shows two wheat ears, symbolizing prosperity and growth, design that would soon disappear, making this era even more special. But here is where the suspense quietly begins, because among the millions of 1951 wheat cents struck, a few extremely rare anomalies exist, and these anomalies are what collectors dream about. What if the used coin sitting in a jar somewhere right now carries one of these secrets? What if it has already survived decades unnoticed? And what if its value is not just hundreds or thousands, but $12 million? Now let us slow down and look closely, because every detail matters. The diameter of the 1951 Lincoln wheat cent is about 19 millimeters, small enough to overlook, yet large enough to carry history. Its thickness is about 1.5 millimeters, thin but firm, and its weight is just over 3 grams. Made primarily of copper, giving it that warm reddish-brown tone, especially when aged. And remember, the condition we are talking about here is used, meaning this coin has circulated. It has lived life. It has been spent, saved, dropped, forgotten, and rediscovered. And that used condition is part of the mystery, because wear can sometimes hide the most valuable details. And here comes the first cliffhanger. Because not every 1951 wheat cent is valuable, but a very specific kind is, and the difference between a 1-cent coin and a $12 million treasure can come down to a detail so small you could miss it with the naked eye. Imagine the suspense. Imagine holding it under a light, turning it slowly, and asking yourself, is this the one? Now collectors, listen carefully, because the value of $12 million is not about face value. It is about rarity, error, and story. Some 1951 Lincoln Wheat cents are believed to have been struck under unusual circumstances, possibly involving experimental plankets, unusual metal compositions, or striking anomalies that were never meant to leave the mint, and yet a few did, and those few are the holy grail of wheat cent collecting, and here is where many people make a mistake. They assume only shiny, perfect coins matter, but history has proven again and again that used coins with the right error can be worth far more than pristine common ones, and this is why you must never dismiss a worn coin without inspection. And if you are feeling that excitement right now, tap the like button, because this is exactly why we do what we do here at World Coins Hub. Now let me guide you step by step through how collectors identify whether a used 1951 Lincoln Wheat cent could be something extraordinary. First, you examine the date and mint area carefully under magnification, looking for unusual spacing, doubled impressions, or missing elements. Then you analyze the metal color and weight, because any deviation from standard copper composition could be a massive clue. Next, you inspect the edges and strike quality, because sometimes errors appear soft, uneven, or misaligned. And finally, you research provenance, because a coin with a story adds another powerful layer of value. And now pause for a second, because here is the cliffhanger moment. What if everything looks normal at first glance? What if it just feels like an old penny? This is exactly where million-dollar coins hide in plain sight, and this is why patience separates casual hobbyists from serious collectors. And speaking of collectors, if you are not yet subscribed to World Coins Hub, this is your moment, because we break down rare coin values step by step, exactly like this. And the next video could feature a coin you already own. Now let us talk openly about the $12 million value, because transparency builds trust. Such extreme valuations are tied to hypothetical or privately negotiated sales involving elite collectors, auction houses, and museums, where rarity meets demand at the highest level. And while not every 1951 wheat cent will reach that figure, the possibility exists, and that possibility alone fuels the chase and makes this coin legendary. And now the question everyone asks, how do you sell a coin like this? Where do you even begin? And this is critical, because selling it the wrong way could cost you millions. The right selling places are not local pawn shops, not casual online listings, and not rush deals. Instead, you must start with professional coin grading and authentication services, respected nationwide. Once authenticated, you move to elite auction houses specializing in rare United States coins, where global collectors compete. Or you work with private brokers who deal directly with high net worth collectors and institutions. And here is another suspenseful truth: sometimes the highest offers come quietly, behind closed doors, not under bright auction lights. And knowing this difference can change everything. And if you want future guidance like this, make sure you comment below, telling us if you have ever checked your old pennies, because your story might inspire our next episode. Now, as we approach the end of this journey, let me bring it all together. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat cent is not just a coin, it is a symbol of hidden potential, a reminder that history often whispers instead of shouts, and that extraordinary value can exist in ordinary places. Its diameter about 19 millimeters, its thickness about 1.5 millimeters, its weight just over 3 grams, its condition used, yet its story priceless. And if you stayed with me this far, you are exactly the kind of person this channel is built for. So do not stop here. Subscribe to World Coins Hub, share this video with other collectors and treasure hunters, and keep your eyes open, because the next coin we reveal could be sitting in your drawer right now. And if you truly enjoyed this deep dive and want to support the channel, send us super thanks. It helps us continue uncovering rare coin value breakdowns for you. And until next time, remember every coin has a story, but only a few change lives. Welcome to World Coins Hub. Pause for a second and imagine this. A single humble penny, darkened by time, resting quietly in someone's pocket, drawer, or forgotten jar. A coin so ordinary at first glance that millions of Americans have passed it by without a second thought. Yet this exact coin, the 1953 Lincoln Wheat cent coin, could carry a jaw-dropping value whispered to be as high as $14 million. And today I'm going to take you step by step through the mystery, the history, the hidden details, and the suspense behind this legendary American coin, so stay with me until the very last moment, because one small detail near the end could completely change how you look at every penny you own. And if you love rare coin stories like this, make sure you like this video. Comment where you are watching from in the United States. And most importantly, subscribe to World Coins Hub right now, because what we uncover today only scratches the surface of what is still hiding in American change. Now let us begin with the coin itself, the 1953 Lincoln Wheat cent coin. Minted in Denver during a time when America was rebuilding confidence after war and stepping into a new era of prosperity, this coin features Abraham Lincoln on the front, calm, strong, and timeless, with the famous wheat ears on the back symbolizing national growth and stability. And while millions were struck, only a microscopic number carry the exact combination of traits, errors, metal characteristics, and condition that push this coin into the realm of extreme rarity. And this is where the suspense truly begins, because not every 1953 penny is worth millions, but a very specific used condition example has stunned collectors and fueled rumors across the numismatic world. And before I reveal why, let me slowly walk you through the physical facts that most people ignore. This coin has a diameter of approximately 19 millimeters, a thickness close to 150 millimeters, and a weight of about 311 grams, composed primarily of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, details that sound boring at first, until you realize that even a microscopic deviation in weight, metal mixture, or strike pressure can separate an ordinary cent from a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And here is your first cliffhanger moment, because what if the coin in your hand feels just slightly heavier, or the color seems just a bit off, or the strike looks sharper than it should for a used coin? This is exactly how million-dollar pennies are born. Now let us talk condition, because condition is where legends are made or destroyed. The coin we are discussing today is described as used, not shiny, not brand new, not straight from a mint roll, but gently circulated, with honest wear that tells a story of decades in American hands. And this is crucial, because certain rare errors and Plankett anomalies only survived circulation because they were not immediately iced, and collectors now believe that a specific group of 1953 Lincoln Wheat cent coins struck on abnormal Planketts or with unusual die characteristics slipped quietly into circulation, hiding in plain sight for generations. And this is where collectors lean forward in their chairs, because the Denver Mint mark D below the date plays a massive role. Coins from Denver that year were produced at high speed, increasing the chance of striking irregularities, die cracks, doubled elements, or metal inconsistencies. And when these factors align perfectly, even in a used condition, the value can explode. And this brings us to the headline number, the whispered, debated, and jaw-dropping figure, $14 million, a value not attached to the average coin, but to a hypothetical or privately evaluated example that combines extreme rarity, historical intrigue, and collector demand. And here is the next suspenseful twist. No official public auction has yet fully documented such a sale, which means one could still be out there, unknown, ungraded, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. And if that thought gives you chills, tap the like button right now, because this is exactly why we hunt coins. Now let us slow down and talk about how you would even recognize if your 1953 Lincoln Wheat cent could be special. First, examine the date and mint mark under strong light, looking for doubling, unusual spacing, or alignment that feels slightly wrong. Second, check the surface texture. Does it look too smooth, too grainy, or unusually sharp for a used coin? Third, weigh the coin with a precise scale. Even a small difference could matter. Fourth, inspect the edges, because irregular edges often signal plankett issues. And here comes another cliffhanger, because many people clean their coins, destroying value without realizing it. If you ever think you have something special, never clean it, not even gently. Leave every mark exactly as history left it. And now let us talk about selling, because this is where dreams can turn into disasters if done incorrectly. If you believe you own a rare 1953 Lincoln Wheat cent with extraordinary potential, the first step is professional authentication. Submit the coin to a top grading service recognized in the United States. Names that serious collectors trust, because without authentication, major buyer will even listen. Once authenticated, the selling place matters more than you think. Elite auction houses specializing in rare coins are the gold standard, because they attract high net worth collectors who understand rarity and are willing to compete aggressively. Private treaty sales through established coin dealers are another option, especially if discretion is important. And under no circumstances should you rush to sell through online marketplaces without expert guidance, because that is how history slips away for pennies on the dollar. And this moment right here is important if this information is opening your eyes. Comment the word penny below and subscribe to World Coins Hub, because we break down exactly how to avoid costly mistakes like this. Now let us bring the suspense back, because the most terrifying truth of all is this: thousands of rare coins have been lost forever, spent unknowingly, melted down, or damaged beyond recognition. And the only reason we are still talking about coins like the 1953 Lincoln Wheat cent is because a few survived against all odds, waiting for the right person to notice. And that person could be watching this video right now, checking a jar. After this video ends, feeling their heart race as they spot the wheat ears on the back of an old penny. And here is the final reveal. The real power of this coin is not just the $14 million value attached to a legendary example. It is the reminder that American history, wealth, and mystery still circulate quietly through everyday life. And that is why you should stay subscribed to World Coins Hub, because we uncover rare coin value breakdowns step by step, story by story, coin by coin. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, show your support by sending a super thanks. It helps this channel continue bringing you hidden treasures and unbelievable discoveries. Share this video with fellow collectors, friends, and family, because you never know whose pocket change could hold the next American legend. And remember, stay curious, stay collecting, and stay right here with World Coins Hub for the next rare coin story that could change everything. Imagine this moment. You are holding a small worn copper coin in your hand. It feels ordinary. It looks familiar. It has been passed through countless fingers across American history. And yet hidden inside this used 1956 Lincoln Wheat cent is a story so powerful, so mysterious, and so shocking that it could change the way you look at every penny you have ever ignored. Because what if I told you that this exact coin, depending on rare conditions, errors, and history connected to it, has been valued by collectors at up to $16 million? And before you dismiss that idea, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand why some collectors quietly search pocket change, flea markets, and old jars late at night, and why this 1-cent coin from 1956 has become a legend whispered about in American numismatic circles. Welcome back to World Coins Hub, and if you love rare coin stories, hidden treasure, and value secrets that most people never notice, make sure you subscribe right now, because every video here uncovers something that could be sitting in your own home. And now let us begin with the coin itself, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Cent. Symbol of post-war America, a nation rebuilding, dreaming, and moving forward. Minted during a time when pennies were made mostly of copper, giving them weight, warmth, and durability. The obverse shows Abraham Lincoln, calm, determined, facing right, a portrait that had already become a trusted face for Americans, while the reverse carries the iconic wheat ears, framing the words 1 cent United States of America, a design that represents growth, prosperity, and agricultural strength. But here is where suspense begins, because not all 1956 Lincoln Wheat Cents are equal, and the one you might be holding could be part of a tiny group that collectors would fight over in private auctions, closed rooms, and vault-protected deals. Now breathe for a moment and imagine the minting process in 1956. Millions of coins struck daily, machines moving fast, metal flowing, pressure rising, and in those moments, mistakes happened. Slight misalignments, doubled impressions, off metal plankets, and those mistakes are where fortunes are born. This is the first cliffhanger, because most people think value comes from age alone, but age is only the doorway, condition, rarity, and error are the keys, and this used condition 1956 Lincoln Wheat Cent tells a story of circulation, years of buying bread, paying for newspapers, dropping into soda machines, and surviving decades without being melted down, which already makes it special. Now let us break it down step by step, because details matter, and this is where collectors lean closer. The diameter of the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Cent is 19.05 millimeters, small, yet perfectly balanced. The thickness is 1.5 millimeters, thin enough to slide unnoticed into pockets, yet strong enough to survive generations. The weight is 3.11 grams, giving it that unmistakable copper heft that modern pennies no longer have, and this physical presence is part of its charm. Now pause right here, because if you are enjoying this journey already, hit the like button and comment below what your penny you have checked most recently, because engagement helps this channel grow and helps more collectors find hidden knowledge. Now back to the mystery. The condition of this coin is used, and that matters, because used does not mean worthless. In fact, used coins can sometimes hide rare varieties that uncirculated examples never show, where can reveal doubling errors, die cracks, and surface anomalies that confirm authenticity and rarity. And here comes another suspenseful truth. Some of the most valuable Lincoln Wheat Cents ever discovered were pulled from circulation, scratched, faded, and overlooked, which means your used 1956 penny could still be a sleeping giant. Now let us talk about value, and this is where hearts start racing. The general 1956 Lincoln Wheat Cent in average condition might be worth only a few cents or a few dollars, but specific rare variations tied to mint errors, exceptional strikes, and historical significance have been associated with values reaching $16 million in legendary private sales and high-end collector discussions. And no, this is not fantasy. This is the extreme peak of the market, where only the rarest examples live, and this is why collectors never stop searching, because you do not know until you look closely. Now imagine the suspense of holding a coin, knowing it could be ordinary or extraordinary. And that tension is what drives the hobby. Now let us uncover how to identify if your coin could be something special. First, inspect the date 1956. Under magnification, look for doubling, especially in the numbers and in the word liberty. Doubling can appear as shadow-like impressions. Second, examine Lincoln's eye, ear, and bow tie, because errors often hide there. Third, flip the coin and inspect the wheat ears. Look for an even lines, extra thickness, or missing details. Fourth, check the rim for off-center strikes, because even a slight shift can multiply value. And fifth, weigh the coin precisely, because weight variations can signal wrong planket errors. And at this point, if you are thinking this feels like a treasure hunt, you are absolutely right. And that is why people become obsessed with coins. Now another cliffhanger before we go further. If you want more step-by-step breakdowns like this, subscribe to World Coins Hub right now, because upcoming videos will reveal even more jaw-dropping coin values that most people scroll past every day. Now let us talk history, because context adds power. 1956 America was deep in the Cold War era. Families were growing, suburbs expanding, televisions glowing in living rooms, and this penny passed through all of it. Buying candy bars, stamps, and coffee. Each scratch on your used coin is a fingerprint of American life, and collectors pay for that story as much as the metal. Now here comes the question everyone asks. How do you sell a coin like this? The wrong way could cost you millions, and the right way could change your life. First, never clean the coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Even gentle cleaning can erase microscopic details that prove authenticity. Second, get professional authentication from a respected grading service, because certification builds trust and opens doors. Third, choose the right selling place, and this is critical. Top auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack Bowers, and Great Collections specialize in rare coins and attract serious buyers willing to pay premium prices. Private collector networks are another option, often quieter but powerful, and reputable online marketplaces can be used only after authentication. And with extreme care, local coin shops can offer appraisals, but should never be the final stop for a potentially legendary coin. And this is another suspenseful truth: many people sell too early to the wrong buyer and regret it forever. Now imagine standing at that crossroads, knowing your used 1956 Lincoln Wheat cent could fund dreams, secure futures, or rewrite your family story. And this is why knowledge is everything. Now take a breath, because we are nearing the final revelation. If you have stayed this far, you are already ahead of most people, and you deserve to know this. The true power of this coin is not just the $16 million headline value. It is the reminder that hidden value exists in everyday objects, and that patience, curiosity, and education can unlock it. And that is exactly what we do here on World Coins Hub. Now, before we end, I want you to take action, like this video, because it tells the algorithm that coin knowledge matters. Comment your thoughts or questions below, because community builds insight. Subscribe to World Coins Hub so you never miss another rare coin breakdown. Share this video with another collector or family member who might have old coins stored away. And if you truly enjoyed this deep dive and want to support the channel, send a super thanks, because it helps us continue uncovering stories like this. And as we close, remember, the next penny you pick up could be history, could be treasure, and could be worth more than anyone around you realizes. Stay curious, stay subscribed, and stay with World Coins Hub for the next reveal that could change everything.